The story begins in the year 1891, where a man named Benjamin is shown in a forest. Suddenly, a wolf attacks and kills him. After this, a girl named Gwen is introduced. She was Benjamin's fiancée. She seeks help from Larry, Benjamin's brother, to search for Benjamin, who had been missing for several days. Gwen is unaware that Benjamin is already dead. However, Larry refuses to help her, stating that he has a contract with a company and cannot join her. Larry works as an actor in a theater company. Disappointed by his refusal, Gwen leaves, upset. Gwen later sends a letter to Larry, again asking for his help in finding Benjamin. Larry's show is in England, so he eventually agrees to help her. When Larry returns home, he meets his father, who informs him that he has found Benjamin's dead body in a terrible state near a church. Larry had been living far from his home since childhood and had now returned after a long time. He goes to see his brother's corpse and is horrified by its condition. Benjamin's body was severely mutilated, leaving Larry deeply saddened by his brother's death. He visits a village bar where locals are discussing the incident. Some suggest it was the work of tribal people, others blame a bear, and one man claims that a similar incident occurred 25 years ago, which he believes was caused by a wolf. The others laugh at him, not taking his claims seriously and even mocking him. Larry tells his father that the condition of Benjamin's body does not seem like something caused by a human. Larry's father suggests that a wild animal might have been responsible for the incident. Larry goes to Gwen to apologize for his rude behavior and gives her Benjamin's belongings. A flashback of Larry's childhood is shown, revealing that his mother ended her own life and died in his father's arms. This incident deeply affected Larry, leaving him broken and depressed. As a result, he was sent to a mental asylum for a year during his childhood. Gwen is about to leave when Larry promises her, "I will find my brother's killer." Later, Larry's father mentions that it's a full moon night and advises him to stay home. Larry, however, is determined to find his brother's killer. At night, he goes to the tribe and inquires about his brother's murderer. He meets a woman in the tribe and gives her a locket he found near his brother's dead body. Meanwhile, the villagers approach the tribe, suspecting them of being responsible for the murders that have occurred since their arrival. The tribe has a bear, and the villagers take it, believing the bear is the culprit behind the killings. Soon after, a wolf appears and attacks everyone, causing chaos and panic as people run to save their lives. The wolf kills many people and nearly attacks a baby, but Larry arrives just in time to save the child. The wolf then attacks Larry, biting him on the neck. The tribe members intervene and save Larry. The woman to whom Larry gave the locket tends to his injuries and stitches his wounds. The villagers, however, warn her that Larry will now become a wolf as well. We should eliminate him before he turns into a wolf. However, the lady who was stitching his wounds forbids the villagers from doing this. She ensures he is dropped off at his house safe and sound. Larry regains consciousness, and the doctor is astonished to see him healed without any treatment. His wounds have completely recovered. Soon the inspector arrives to investigate Benjamin's death. He becomes suspicious of Larry due to his past, but leaves as there is no proof. Larry starts feeling uneasy, sensing that he is breathing rapidly. He begins to hear and see things that normal humans cannot. The doctor arrives at Larry's house with a group of people to capture him, suspecting that Larry is cursed because he was bitten by a wolf and will now become one himself. However, Larry's father intervenes and saves him. Larry notices that the wounds on his neck have healed, which raises his suspicions further. Realizing something is wrong, Larry sends Gwen London away to ensure her safety. Later, a group of people is shown preparing a trap to catch the wolf since it's a full moon night. The villagers know the wolf will definitely attack on the full moon and are readying themselves to fight using their own methods. They've crafted silver bullets to kill the wolves. Meanwhile, Larry notices his father sneaking off somewhere in the dark. Following him, he finds himself at his mother's grave, located in an ancient cave-like place. There, he discovers a chair seemingly used to restrain someone. Confused, he confronts his father, who reveals, "I loved your mother deeply." They were talking. Meanwhile, Larry's father pushes him outside and locks himself in a room. He says to Larry, "They will not kill you, but they will suspect you." Before Larry could understand what was happening, his body began to change. It is revealed that after being bitten by a wolf, Larry is cursed and also transforms into a wolf. He runs into the forest after turning into a wolf. There he falls into a ditch. The people nearby think they might have captured the wolf. However, Larry emerges from the ditch in wolf form and attacks, killing everyone. The inspector arrives at the scene and sees the aftermath of the wolf's attack. He is horrified by the condition of the dead bodies. The next morning, Larry is found near a tree. His clothes are torn and soaked in blood. The inspector finds Larry in this state and takes him into custody. Larry is then sent to an asylum in London, the same asylum where he lived for a year as a child. The doctors there perform various experiments on Larry and torture him. Over the course of a few days, Larry's condition worsens. Larry's father visits him and shares his story. He tells Larry, "I went to India 25 years ago. The villagers told me about a cave on a high mountain. According to their story, a strange creature lived in that cave. I wanted to meet this creature, and one day I found it. A small wild boy. His condition was caused by a disease, one that turns humans into wolves or causes them to transform into wolves on a full moon night. Larry's father reveals that the creature had attacked him. It bit my hand. Then I returned, and everything seemed normal. But soon I realized I was also infected by the disease. I had also become a victim of it." Larry understands that his mother and brother were killed by his father. Larry asks his father why he didn't end himself. His father replies, "I tried, but when I discovered its unlimited powers, I couldn't. My servant helped me with all of this. He locks me underground every full moon night so I won't harm any innocent person. But when Gwen entered Benjamin's life, he said he would leave the house. I felt like my son would be gone from me forever. Depressed, I drank excessively. I made my servant unconscious, and that night was also a full moon night. The door to the basement remained open, and I ended up killing my own son." Larry becomes furious upon hearing this and tries to attack his father, but he is tied up with a chain, and Larry's father throws a blade towards him. He says, "Tonight is a full moon. If you don't want to live, you can end yourself." Saying this, his father leaves. Later, a doctor arrives and takes Larry to a lecture room, strapping him to a chair. Many people are present in the room. The doctor tells everyone Larry believes he turns into a wolf on full moon nights. But tonight, we will stay locked in this lecture room with him to disprove his suspicion. As the full moon appears in the sky, everyone soon discovers the truth. Larry transforms into a wolf. Seeing this, they panic and scatter in fear. Larry breaks free and first kills the doctor. Then he breaks the door and everyone escapes. Larry also comes out, roaming freely as a wolf. Larry ends the lives of many people there. The inspector arrives and tries to stop him, but fails. He couldn't stop Larry. The next morning, Larry turns human again and goes to Gwen for help. He reveals everything about himself and his father to her. Larry and Gwen have known each other for a long time, and Gwen has feelings for him. When the inspector arrives, Larry secretly leaves for his village. The inspector also goes to the village with his team and distributes silver bullets to them, explaining that silver bullets can kill any wolf. Gwen also heads to the village. There, she meets the woman who stitched Larry's wounds and saved him from the villagers. Gwen seeks help from her, but the woman tells her there is no cure. She says Gwen must either accept Larry as he is or let him go. Later, Larry is shown arriving at his home. He is horrified to find the dead bodies of his father and a constable. He then takes silver bullets from the servant's box, knowing that wolves can only be killed with silver bullets. He loads the bullets into a gun and confronts his father. Larry fires at his father, but unfortunately, the bullet was empty. Years ago, Larry's father had removed the silver powder from the bullets. A fight breaks out between them. Since it's a full moon night, they both transform into wolves. A fierce and dangerous fight ensues, setting the house on fire. Larry throws his father into the flames. As his father burns, Larry decapitates him, killing him. Gwen and the inspector also arrive at the scene. Larry was about to attack Gwen. Seeing this, the inspector shoots at Larry, but Gwen stops the inspector from doing so. Larry bites the inspector. Gwen seizes the opportunity, grabs the inspector's gun, and runs away. The wolf, which is Larry, starts chasing Gwen. He catches her, and just as he is about to harm her, Gwen reminds him of who she is and their connection. Larry recognizes her and calms down. He doesn't harm her, but Gwen realizes that Larry is a danger to everyone. Therefore, she shoots Larry, ending his life. Larry transforms back into his human form. He leaves this world forever, thanking Gwen. He dies just as the police and others arrive, and Larry's house is seen burning. After this, the howl of a wolf is heard. Perhaps it's the inspector, as Larry had bitten him. With this, the movie ends here.